Hello, my name is Matt, and today we're going to be playing Extended Release Pyretic by Jennyaa. I'm a little sick, so my voice is a little bit hoarse, but we're going to be doing this. I don't usually do small Sudokus, but this one looked very interesting to me because it doesn't have any numbers in it, so maybe it'll be hard. We'll see. What are the rules, and can we get a bigger version of the rules? Where are the rules? The rules are hiding here. So this is a 4x4 Sudoku, and 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. The digits 1 through 4 appear in every row, column, and 2x2 box. Now, there is one slow thermometer hidden somewhere in the grid. Digits along this thermometer can repeat, but cannot decrease as you move from bowl to tip. So that thermometer is going to, we'll see. The length of the thermometer is indicated by the 2-digit number inside the pill. The pill may or may not be part of the thermometer. This puzzle has been out for about 18 hours and it has 25 solvers, and I have not a clue how to start this. Okay, maybe I do. It's a 4x4. And that means that the numbers 1 through 4 go in every box and row. The pill is going to tell us the length of the thermometer. There are only 16 boxes, which means that the maximum length of this thermometer can be 16. But the minimum length of this thermometer can be 12, I think, because that's the minimum 2-digit number we could put in here. I think what that tells us is that this needs to be a 1. And now you're allowed to be 2, 3, or 4. You guys would be 2, 3, or 4, but I don't. Whoa, okay. This is going to be very difficult. I think. I'm not quite sure. If this was 12, for example, we would need to figure out how to get a slow thermometer of length 12 out of the grid. This is an interesting puzzle. I don't know how it's going to work. I want to try something like to fill in just something random and see what we would get. Excuse me. Because we now know that a 1 can't go. A 1 can't go in either this column or this row. The slow thermometer is going to need to be at minimum. Okay, hold on. The slow thermometer is going to need to be at minimum length 12. And that means that it can miss at maximum 1, 1. I think. I don't know if I did that right, but this 1 is not going to be reachable on the slow thermometer. For example, if we had 1 and then 3 2s, if we had 1 and then 4 2s, okay, maybe it's possible. But what I'm realizing is that you want to start the slow thermometer at a 1. You would need to get something of length. Maybe you don't. Maybe the slow thermometer can start with 2. Maybe this is 12. And then what we would need is we would need to make a thermometer that touches all 4 2s, all 4 3s, and all 4 4s. If that was the case, if this was 12, then we would need something like a 2 here, but then we would get boxed in. I'm trying to think as much out loud as possible so that the viewer knows what I'm doing. There's not a lot on the screen that anybody can go after, but it becomes very difficult to place this thermometer. We know that this needs to be a 1, but the problem is this 1 isn't going to be touching any other 1s. It's not possible to put a 1 in this box, so it's totally isolated. And what that means probably is that the 1 doesn't go on the slow thermometer. It could if it touches a 2. But then the 2 kind of needs to touch another 2, and then another 2, and then a 3, and then a 3, and then a 3, and then maybe a 4, and then a 4. And that's where we would stop. And if we stopped it like this, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We would only have 9. We would only have 9 cells. This is going to be very difficult. I think. Who knows how long this is going to take. We're going to need to reason out what to do. I want to know if it's possible to make a thermometer of length 12 here. It's only going to get harder and harder for us as we tick up. If this was 14, we would be in really hot water. We would need the slow thermometer to hit all but 2 numbers. And I have some inkling that it's not going to hit this 1 because of the fact that this 1 can't be connected to another 1. A slow thermometer sort of requires that the 1s be touching, but a slow thermometer requires that the 1s would be touching. So maybe these are the 3 1s? It doesn't require that the 1s be touching, excuse me, but it does require the fact, in order to get this kind of length, like 12, 13, or 14, we're going to need to have digits close to one another. And I know this pattern not from Sudoku, but maybe from like linear algebra. Like you can make a matrix that is the 1 here and it looks like this, and then I could do the same thing on the other side with maybe 3s and 3s. I wonder if that's the case. That would put a 3 in the corner, which gives us a bit of confetti. This is some linear algebra stuff that doesn't really work with Sudoku. But it'd be interesting if these were the 3 1s. This is a way of allowing the thermometer to start here and then kind of weave around like this. But we're going to get into problems if this is a 2. 1, 1, 1. Then maybe this could be a 2, 2, 2. And then we would need like a 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. We're going to need to figure out some this is very interesting. We need to figure out an orientations that we sort of have as many digits as possible touching on a 4x4 grid, and that is very difficult. I like this puzzle a lot. Jennyaa. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out, I don't want to guess, but it's kind of hard to make statements. Like, this is kind of a guess that these 3 1s go here, but I'm not sure what would be better than that for us. If this was the case and these 3 would be 1s, we'd want them connected to a 2. But we would get into a little bit of trouble if this was 12, then a 2 couldn't go up here. We would need 3 and 4 up here. I could have 3 1s. It's not... Okay, hold on a second. I don't think it's possible. I think based on the way that the grid works, I don't think it's possible to have 4 of any number. Which means on the thermometer, I don't think it's possible to have a 4 of any number. So we need 4 sets of 3. Maybe it looks like this. And then maybe it looks like this. And then maybe it looks like this. But I want to know if this thermometer, before I fill in 4s for these, which I think is a valid Sudoku, I want to know if I can find this thermometer. How would I have to find it? I would have to do something like, is there a line tool here? I think there's a line tool. I just don't know where it is in the, no, that's not it. Is there some way I can draw? I wish I could draw. I know that there's a tool for this. I just don't know where it is in the grid. But I think it looks like this. I think we're going to have 1, 1, 1. Excuse me. Here's the head of the thermometer. There. And then we're going to have something that looks like this. Maybe yellow's like this. Maybe yellow's like this. Then this 2 touches... Oh, does that even work? 3, 3... 4, 4, 4, and that gives us 11, doesn't it? It doesn't give us the full thing. Let me back this out again. 1, 1, 1. Then we would need 3 2s. 3 2s. And then 3 3s. So maybe the 3s don't go here. Maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe the 3s go here. See, this is why I didn't want to fill in anything. Maybe these are the 3s. And then maybe these are the 4s, and I think that's it. Only took 9 minutes and 30 seconds. That was a fun one, and we were the 26 solver. That really was a fun one. It's been out for 19 hours on Sudoku Pad, and I hope you were able to hear me with my hoarse voice. That was a really crazy, cool puzzle. Dang. That was super cool. Jennyaa. But maybe I'll gather some of my thoughts and leave them down below in the video's description. If you got this far in the video, thank you for watching, and I hope to do more puzzles with you soon. This was Extended Release Pyretic by Jennyaa. It was a fun one to play. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.